And we have some breaking news just into CNN. Liam Payne, one of the stars of the former boy band One Direction, has died.
It feels like the angel of death has come too soon, taking a life that had so much to offer. Liam Payne, beloved by millions and a voice of a generation, is no longer with us. The circumstances of his sudden passing have left fans, friends, and family in shock. Police reports suggest that Liam was facing deeper struggles than we realized, and his girlfriend, Cassidy, has shared why she left him alone in Argentina. Once a shining star of One Direction, the 31-year-old Liam's life has been tragically cut short in the most heartbreaking way. Now, let's explore Liam's final moments together.
31 is no age to go, but I think the circumstances which we're hearing about how Liam died is just dreadful.
As many of you may know, we're mourning the tragic loss of Liam Payne, who passed away after a fall from a hotel balcony in Buenos Aires, Argentina. His departure leaves a void filled with cherished memories and lingering questions. Today, we aim to reflect on his final hours and honor the life of a man who meant so much to so many. Just hours before his death, police were called to his hotel. Reports indicate that a hotel staff member made an urgent call, describing Liam as causing chaos in his room, suggesting he might have been under the influence. A transcript from that call reveals the staff stating, "We have a guest heavily intoxicated, and when he's conscious, he's destroying the room. We need assistance urgently." It's surreal that the last footage of Liam, shared on his verified Snapchat account, was recorded just an hour before his life ended so abruptly. In this video, he sits at a dining table, speaking about his day in Argentina, sharing moments of joy with friends. "This is the breakfast table," he says, enjoying coffee and breakfast, despite it being 1 p.m. As we remember Liam, let's celebrate the vibrant life he lived and the joy he brought to those around him. Though he's gone, his spirit and the memories we hold will forever remain in our hearts.
Is this your hut?
Yeah.
Children. It's a lovely day here in Argentina. This is the breakfast table.
I'm just eating an orange.
Just enjoying coffee and breakfast, even though it's like 1 p.m.
Literally, we sleep in every day until at least 12. We're such losers.
No.
No.
As we delve deeper into this heartbreaking story, the reality of Liam's demise becomes even more devastating. When police arrived, it was already too late. A loud noise echoed through the courtyard, and tragically, Liam's body was discovered. Authorities are currently conducting an autopsy to determine the exact circumstances surrounding his death, but the shock is still palpable. The entire One Direction fandom, known as Directioners, is in mourning. For countless fans, One Direction defined their childhood and teenage years, and their timeless music resonates across generations. While details continue to emerge, the investigation is ongoing, and everyone is eagerly awaiting more information. What is clear, however, is that Liam's behavior was concerning enough to prompt hotel staff to call for help. A woman named Carola Guana, who encountered Liam in his final hours, has spoken out. She described her meeting with him as one of the happiest moments of her life, which turned into profound sadness shortly thereafter. Carola recalled how Liam smiled at her and even sang, creating a moment that gave her goosebumps. She expressed her disbelief over the tragedy, asking not to be contacted about the story as she was still in shock. The scent of his perfume lingered with her, a bittersweet reminder of their intimate encounter, which turned into heartbreak just hours later. It's a stark contrast between the joy of meeting a star and the tragedy of his sudden loss, all within the same day. Initially, there was speculation that Liam was on a solo trip. However, it has come to light that he had traveled to Argentina with his girlfriend, Cassidy. Coincidentally, just 2 days before Liam's tragedy, Kate shared on social media that she had returned from their vacation, explaining that she left Liam behind because she doesn't like staying in one place for too long. This explanation has raised some eyebrows, as their trip was originally planned for 5 days, yet Liam chose to stay for 2 weeks longer. The circumstances surrounding celebrity deaths often invite a whirlwind of speculation, and Liam's situation is no different. Some believe his fall may have been a tragic accident, a result of one wild night. Witnesses allege that Liam was seen agitated in the hotel lobby, reportedly intoxicated, and denied access to the pool area. The theory is that he might have attempted to reach the pool by climbing or jumping from his balcony, a decision that could have stemmed from a moment of reckless impulse. We've all heard stories of young tourists emboldened by alcohol, making ill-fated leaps from balconies, believing they can easily make such a jump, only to discover the harsh reality far too late. The weight of this tragedy is heavy, and as we await more details, we hold on to the memories of a life that brought joy to so many. It's truly heartbreaking, and it makes you wonder if Liam, like many before him, had a fleeting moment of recklessness, believing he could manage a dangerous situation without realizing the risks. If he was indeed intoxicated, it's easy to see how he might have misjudged the circumstances. While some are considering this as a tragic accident stemming from a poor decision, others speculate that there could be more to the story. Whenever a celebrity dies suddenly, questions arise about whether something more sinister is at play. People often wonder if someone had ulterior motives, suggesting that perhaps it was planned or that someone wanted Liam out of the picture. Given his high-profile status, theories about involvement from others or darker conspiracies inevitably surface, even in the absence of evidence. Regardless of these theories, Liam's death serves as a tragic reminder of how quickly a situation can turn from fun to fatal, especially when substances are involved. We may never fully understand what was going through Liam's mind in those final moments, but this speculation adds another layer to an already devastating narrative. Additionally, discussions around mental health struggles are emerging, highlighting the complex realities faced by those in the public eye.
His career was always plagued with addiction, stints in rehab, which he was quite open about.
This is a heavy moment, and it's difficult to process. Liam's life, filled with fame and success, was far more complicated than it seemed. From their debut album to sold-out stadium tours, One Direction was unstoppable. Yet, beneath that success, Liam faced immense challenges. He often spoke about his struggles, the ups and downs, and the weight of fame. The updates surrounding his passing have highlighted not just the tragedy of his death, but also the struggles he openly shared. Liam had a complex relationship with fame and didn't shy away from discussing it. In his 29th interview with Aunt Middleton, he revealed the darker side of fame, expressing that at times he felt like he was barely holding on. He reflected on his struggles, saying, "For certain circumstances, I'm quite lucky to still be here," hinting at how close he came to the edge. Imagine the loneliness he felt, surrounded by millions, yet feeling completely isolated. Fame was not just about the glamour and sold-out shows. It was a battle that nearly broke him. He candidly mentioned that it had nearly killed him a couple of times. To cope, he learned to tackle challenges day by day, focusing on surviving in the moment. It's heartbreaking to realize that while he was giving so much to the world, he was fighting his own demons behind the scenes. Liam also acknowledged how the pressures piled up and how he needed a different perspective to cope. He admitted that when everything became overwhelming, it could really take a toll. His words revealed a side of him that many fans didn't see, a side searching for peace in a world that demanded more from him. Thrust into fame at just 16 with One Direction, he faced unimaginable pressure. Transitioning from a teenager on The X Factor to a global superstar came with intense scrutiny and a sense of loneliness that he often discussed. He was expected to always be the smiling pop star, even when he was hurting inside. Liam's passing has ignited another conversation that many did not see coming. Following the announcement of his death by TMZ, public outrage grew over the way some media outlets, particularly TMZ, handled the news. It wasn't just the reporting itself. They allegedly published graphic images from the scene, which many found incredibly insensitive. This sparked a broader discussion about the media's obsession with being the first to break a story, often at the cost of basic human decency and dignity. While outlets like TMZ are known for their sensational style, this time they crossed a line. Professional journalists like Matt Charlton have condemned their coverage as one of the most irresponsible examples of journalism, stating that calling them vultures would be too kind, as vultures play a role in the ecosystem. The issue extends beyond one outlet's poor judgment. It's a recurring theme whenever a celebrity passes. The race to break news can lead to disrespectful coverage, prioritizing shock value over the dignity of the individual. Liam wasn't just a headline. He was a human being, a son, a friend, and a father. The rush for views often erases that humanity. Imagine the pain for his family and friends, grieving such a sudden loss while being bombarded with invasive media coverage. For many fans, this is their first experience with the loss of someone from One Direction, a figure they grew up with, while facing the media's intrusive presence during this difficult time. We cannot conclude this reflection without honoring the remarkable spirit that has departed. In the days following his passing, the internet has been filled with tributes to Liam Payne, whose defining moment came when he was just a teenager. Many remember him as the bright-eyed 16-year-old who captivated audiences on The X Factor in 2010 alongside Harry, Niall, Lewis, and Zayn. He achieved global stardom with One Direction, a band that sold over 70 million records and became one of the most successful boy bands in history. Now we mourn the abrupt end of his journey. Liam shared a son with Cheryl Tweedy from Girls Aloud, and it seemed he was striving to find his footing in a world that demanded so much from him. The loss feels surreal, as this was not someone fans expected to hear such news about. There were no public signs indicating he was struggling to this extent. Beyond the headlines and the music, Liam's legacy lives on in the hearts of those who loved him, his fans, friends, and family. Each of us carries pieces of him with us, whether it's a favorite song, a concert memory, or the way his lyrics resonated during our darkest days. His presence remains, and though he is no longer with us, his spirit, laughter, and music will echo through the years. So, here's to you, Liam Payne. Thank you for the music, the memories, and for sharing your light with us. Though you may be gone, you will never be forgotten. Rest easy, and may you find the peace you so richly deserve. You will always be in our hearts.